What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Oskino the Don. So today we're going to talk about the poison that may be coming from your drinking water in your home, from your faucet. Now, there's been a lot of stuff going on lately so far in the year 2024, particularly in the United States of America. And that's usually what I report about is because that's where I live. Now, obviously, in other parts of the world, there's a lot of other things going on, but I want to focus on today is the poison that may be coming from your faucet. So you can see my background right now. Came up with this graph with AI generated imagery. It's kind of cut off, but we have the man here. Well, I'm sorry, other side. Man right here with a gas mask filling up his cup from the faucet. As you can see, as I back up out of the way, you can see the cup right there. The cup right there. Okay. Now, reason why I'm bringing this up is, well, obviously it's very important. Not everybody buys water from the store. A lot of people like to use it from their faucet, but you don't always get warned about the poison that be coming from your faucet. So, without further ado, I just want to bring up this letter. That's right. I usually use sources from the internet, right? But we actually got a letter to my home about the possible, not possible. Let me stop it. The definite poison chemicals that are in the water. So without further ado, I just want to share my screen with y'all because I took a picture of the letter got. And I'm pretty sure all of my neighbors did too. It's very interesting, because they want to talk about protecting Americans and things like that. Yeah, you want to protect us, but then you're poisoning our water. And it's a one-page long letter, but there's a lot that's being said in it. So without further ado, let me share my screen with y'all and get right into this letter. Like I said, this is absolutely disgusting. So, okay. Trauma. I just share my entire screen. And here we go. Let's see. It's not letting me share it. What's going on? Let me just open this up in a new window. Bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna open this up in the new window. Get a new window going. All right, let's see if this works better. Like I said, sorry for the hold up, but let's get right to it. Okay, I guess I just gotta move this over and show this right here. Okay, what happened? Can y'all still see me? Nope. This is getting annoying. uh, there we go. So let me reopen that window so I can show you the letter that I got about what's going on with the drinking water where I live at. I live in New York State, by the way, just so that there is no confusion about where I'm actually located. So let me remove that and let me add a different screen real quick. Sorry, I don't have no editors helping me out, so I'm doing all this on the fly. So start the screen and now let me. There we go. Okay, so hopefully you guys can read that. If not, I'm going to read it for you. And it says, important information about your drinking water. PFOA MCL exceedance at Voila or Veolia, I don't know how to pronounce that. Forgive me, y'all. Water, New York. So it says, why are you receiving this information? There we go. I got it. I thought it was on the screen. All right, so let's start over. A little sloppy today. It's been a while. Forgive me, y'all. But yeah, important information about your drinking water. PFOA MCL exceedance at Veolia Water, New York. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but yeah. So this is the letter that I got in regards to the drinking water or just water in general that's coming through the faucet and showers at my home. Why are you receiving this notice slash information? You are receiving this notice because testing of our public water system found the chemical perfluorooctanoic acid in your drinking water in two individual wells at 10.1 and 10.2 parts per trillion, respectively. This is above New York State's maximum contaminant level. I'll repeat that. This is above New York State's maximum contaminant level of 10.0 parts per trillion for perfluorooctanoic acid in public drinking water systems. Consuming drinking water with PFOA at or somewhat above the MCL, which is the maximum contaminant level, does not pose a significant short-term health risk. See? Keywords, short-term. Well, what about the long term, right? What about the long term? Very interesting that you haven't mentioned that. You specified short term. However, let's continue on. It says your water continues to be acceptable for all uses. It does. Y'all just told us that it's above the level that it needs. That is the maximum level that's quote unquote legal. But okay, all these lies. Veolia or Voila, I don't know how to pronounce it, is working on a strict timetable to reduce levels below the maximum contaminant level. So if you're exceeding the maximum contaminant level, then how is it acceptable for all uses? Okay. But we're just stupid, I guess, right? I'm not though. I'm not a non-playable character. I'm a main character. And I ain't gonna stand for this, so I'm gonna have to speak to somebody about this. It says, what are the effects of perfluorooctanoic acid? The available information on the health effects associated with PFOA, like many chemicals, comes mostly from studies of high-level exposures in animals. Less is known about the chances of health effects occurring from lower levels of exposure, such as those that might occur in drinking water. Might occur. As a result, finding lower levels of chemicals in drinking water prompts water suppliers and regulators to take precautions that include notifying consumers in steps to reduce exposure. PFOA has caused a wide range of health effects. I'm going to repeat that already right away. PFOA has caused a wide range of health effects when studied in animals that were exposed to high levels. The most consistent findings in animals were effects on the liver and immune system. Yeah, see, I'm seeing a lot of autoimmune diseases come up in the last 10 to 15 years all over the United States. I wonder how many times you guys didn't tell us about the levels in the drinking water. Interesting. Many a time. So these findings in animals were effects on the liver and immune system and impaired fetal growth and development. PFOA also causes cancer in laboratory animals exposed to high levels over their lifetimes. Additional studies of exposures of PFOA in people provide evidence that some of the health effects seen in animals may also occur in humans. I'm going to repeat that. Additional studies of exposures of PFOA in people provide evidence that some of the health effects seen in animals may occur in humans. Why is there any poisonous chemicals in our water system? Why? Oh, well, I'll let y'all debate that. I have a few hundred reasons as to why. What is New York State doing about PFOA in public drinking water? New York State Department of Health has adopted a drinking water regulation that requires all public water systems to test for PFOA. If found above the MCL of 10 parts per trillion, the water supplier must take steps to lower the level to meet the standard. That's a terrible standard. It shouldn't be any parts of chemicals, and it should be 99.9% clean without a worry. It used to be like that, but hey, that's what happens when the money talks. Certain tests don't get done so that they can make money off of charging you for the water that you use that's all over the earth for free. But they own the water too. And not only do they own it, they can do what they want to it. And they can deem to you what the standard should be as far as how much poison is safe and what's not safe, because they know every individual who may be more susceptible to these side effects that I just mentioned. But I digress. Exceedances of the MCL signal that steps should be taken by the water system to reduce contaminant levels. So, what can we do as humans to reduce the levels? I will do some research and come back to this video as far as what type of filters we can use to combat the poison that they're putting into the water. So, what is being done to meet the MCL, which is the maximum contaminant level? Veolia Water, New York, is working with the Rockland County Department of Health. That's where I'm at, Rockland County, New York, on a compliance schedule that includes steps to reduce levels of PFOA. These two sites are in the process of being evaluated for treatment design. Additional information will be shared as further testing in progress occurs. This process is similar to any chemical detected in public drinking water that requires mitigation due to exceedance of an maximum contaminant level. The compliance timetable will ensure that your drinking water will meet the MCL as rapidly as possible. Where can I get more information? For more information, please contact Elizabeth Frutila at 877-426-8969 or mail to 162 Old Mill Road, West Nyack, New York 10994. You can also contact the Rockland County Department of Health at 845-364-2595. If you have any additional questions about these contaminants in your health, talk to your healthcare provider who is most familiar with your health history and can provide advice and assistance about understanding how drinking water may affect your personal health. This was dated on February 28th, 2024, Public Water System ID number NY4303763. General information about New York State public drinking water is also available at www.health.ny.gov/public water. So in conclusion, this is some BS, right? Because they don't always give out these warnings. And apparently, the drinking water was even worse a few years back. But this isn't the stuff that they think that you will pay attention to. But what I do like is that I see more people being aware of what's going on around them, what they're putting into their body. So, needless to say, I got a lot of questions and I need a lot more information. So, I will be contacting the Department of Health And I want to know, how does this happen and how can we stop it? Or whose job do I need to take? Because this is utterly ridiculous. I'm sorry. And mark my words, and this is going to be one of the first places that you hear it. There is going to be a war over the supply and demand of water. I'm going to say it again. There is going to be a war, several wars, maybe even a world war over the supply and demand of drinking water. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop some comments below. Always, your host, Oskino the Don. Stay vigilant. Always be aware of what's going on around you and inside of you. Peace and one love.